This is Mack Payne letting you know that I have just published another episode of my podcast, VietnamVeteranNews.com. This is Mack Payne coming to you in this video to let you know I have just published another episode of my tremendous podcast, VietnamVeteranNews.com, where we bring you news about the Vietnam War and the brave veterans who served there, as told to you by yours truly, a Vietnam veteran. This episode covers a very exciting subject for me. It has to do with the military considering, or maybe I should say, the Pentagon is considering standardizing all the miniguns used by the different services. All of them use them: Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy. Miniguns are a tremendous weapon. I had the privilege of using miniguns in the Vietnam War when I flew Cobra gunships with the 101st Airborne Division up in I Corps of that country up north. And I'll guarantee you, when you cut loose on somebody with a minigun, it's going to do them some damage. Miniguns have been in use since the 1960s. Their first big use was in the Vietnam War, and they came in very handy, I can tell you, because I had the privilege of using them. Pardon me. In an AH-1 Cobra, in an AH-1 G model Cobra, they had a chin turret back in those days that had two weapons in it. One was a grenade launcher, the other was a minigun. And when you were sitting in the front seat of one of those aircraft and you had to engage the enemy, it made you feel good, really good, when you could cut loose on them with a minigun. Rocket launchers were okay. Pardon me, the grenade launchers were okay, but you couldn't see the grenade launchers. But you could not see the grenades after you fired them. They would just go out and you would hope you hit something. But with the miniguns, it was different. When you fired the minigun, it had tracers in it, so you could see where it went. You could adjust it if you need to move over a little bit. And they were very devastating. Recently, there was a story on the TWZ website where they talked about the Army, well, the military, everybody, all forces are considering coming up with a standardized minigun. I was a little surprised because that makes a lot of sense. Very seldom you see things in the military that make a lot of sense, but standardizing all the different minigun models that the different services have makes sense. It's easier to maintain parts, easier to work on, they're standardized. So I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do it. But remember, this is the Pentagon making the decision, and sometimes, they don't make the best decisions. But what I advise you to do is go to my podcast. It is VietnamVeteranNews.com and look up episode 3184. There it'll tell you all about what they're thinking about doing with standardization of miniguns. It's very interesting. The story talks about the history of them when they started back in the 60s in Vietnam. And then later on, as they developed, and each service would sort of develop their own style. And it's okay, but it would be much better if they were all the same. That's what you will see when you listen to this episode, where I share this story with you. For your information, the story was written by Mr. Joseph Trevetaheck. With a name like that, it had to be a good story. I figure Joseph must be Welch with a name like that. But the story he wrote is very informing, easily readable, and when you finish it, you'll know a whole lot more than you did when you began. So do me a favor, go over. Wait a minute. you can do me two favors. Number one, like this video. Like this video, and then go over to the podcast website, VietnamVeteranNews.com, and check it out. Episode 3184. For your convenience, there will be a link to that website, to the podcast, right down below this TV set that I'm appearing in. I like this TV set, brings back memories. These the type radios you would see during the Vietnam era. So that's why I'm appearing in a radio set. Oh, another favor I'd like to ask of you. I have been producing this podcast for 12 years now, put out 3,184 episodes to date, and I'm paying for everything. I pay all the expenses involved in this, and it would be awfully nice to get a little help. You can do that easily by buying me a coffee. It's easy to do. You just go down into the notes below this screen here, and there will be a link, in addition to a link over to my podcast, but also a link to where you can buy me a coffee. And I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you for listening to this. Please go over to the podcast website and check out episode 3184 and discover what's going on in the Pentagon, where they are considering standardizing all the different miniguns used by the military today to make it more efficient. Again, thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.